and then we can start it. So sometimes we'll talk for a couple of minutes before we get going and things like that, right? The goal for today, just so you know, the goal for today is I'm just going to ask you some questions. We're going to introduce you. We're going to ask you some questions, right? We're going, and then I want you to be really honest, and I want you to not worry about being too serious, too funny, too smart, too this, too that. Just be you. You are charming all to yourself. So we'll just.
She also doesn't have a ton
of
time.
Wait, I don't know. Is this being used?
We'll see. We'll see. We might. So here's the thing. No, just remember something.
Can I get a redo?
You'll get a. This is.
You'll get a redo.
This might be a funny tiny little.
But here's the other thing. Remember, there's also going to be like little, sometimes 15-second or 30-second things that'll go on Instagram or on TikTok. So if we hit something that's gold, then maybe you look. Just so you know, you look great on it right now.
You actually, you do look great. You got a good background and everything. Yes, this is actually we could send this as our model.
As long as you don't say something incredibly stupid, you're going to be great. All right, no pressure.
I really I'm sorry, but I keep looking at myself. I feel like it's like airbrushing my hair.
No, your hair looks great.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you have one more of those adapters? Do you know?
Like in where?
Anywhere.
Which one are you talking about
for the audio? We need to plug Lou's headphones into that.
So the answer is, if I do, I don't have the extension.
Yeah, so we'll get an extension for Lou.
Okay. So Chipper. Today is a special day. Would you please introduce this beautiful young woman?
This is my daughter, Amanda, who just graduated college.
Yeah.
Who is helping us figure out our audio visual.
So Amanda,
joining us to tell us whatever she needs to tell us.
Would you first?
And I am so terrified of any question you're going to ask her about my parenting.
Would you first? There's nothing she can tell me that she probably hasn't either told me in the past or that I don't know about. But
it's true.
Couple of things.
Opinions.
Number one, can you tell us where you're getting ready to go and what you're getting ready to do? Because that's really exciting.
Yes. So I just graduated from UC San Diego, and in about a week, I'm going to move home first in Maryland and hopefully get a little restaurant job going, make some money, save up. And then I'm moving to Madrid, Spain in September to teach English.
In September, not October, huh?
So it starts October 1st, the program.
Oh, okay.
So
well, just so you know, if you invite me over, I buy dinner, I take you out while I'm there. It's very nice, very nice.
I'll keep that in mind.
So a little background here, Lou. I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but when you okay?
Can you
I'm gonna do a pause, Amanda. Give us 1 sec.
All I wanted to say was, if you're doing that for dinner thing, I'm coming too.
Yeah, there you go. Right.
You can't hear her, huh? No. Her.
Don't worry, Chipper. We'll get the headphone. Don't come sit down.
No. But she's also a little quiet.
I think that's an adjustable input because that just has to do with her speaker.
Yeah, that's my mic is way smaller than your guys'.
Yeah, as soon as she brings it up, she gets it. It's okay. Yeah, it's just that your mic's a little further back. Yeah. All right. Okay. So, a little background, just so everybody other than Chip who's aware knows. When your mother was pregnant with you,
I just told this story today in the hospital.
Did you really?
I just told this story today.
We get a phone call. Right, from the good doctor here, and he says, "Hey, I need a favor. Would you guys mind watching Alexei, your big brother, right, who was 1, when Kathy goes into the hospital? When your mom goes in, right? Yep." And we said, "Absolutely." And I said, "But just so you know, you've just cursed yourself for a middle of the night delivery." And they're like, "Why?" I said, "Because God has a sense of humor and likes to practice it on me." What time?
Actually, what you said was God hates me.
Yeah, I was trying to be nice
because God hates me. Right. You're going to go into labor in the middle of the night.
What time did?
And so I called you at
1:53
in the morning and said, "Hey, God hates you." I just told this story in the hospital today.
That is so funny. Yeah. That is so funny. All right, so just a couple quick questions, right? Mm-hmm. I've been very surprised as my youngest is 22 years old, right? You guys are almost the same age. And I've asked her certain things about growing up, what she remembers that she loved, hated. I've been blown away by the things that were the most traumatizing to her and the things that she thought I did the best with, right? So
How long the first list and how short the
yeah,
second
there's
list?
a lot of the first list particularly. One of them was the other day, she started like yelling at me. It was like PTSD, started yelling at me because when she first got her license, she pulled out of the street at the end of our road, hit a friend of hers at 12 miles an hour, okay, but destroyed her car, the woman's car, right, the young lady's car. And she called me. So I answered the phone and I was like, okay, I can go rescue my baby girl, or are you hurt? No. Is anyone else hurt? No. Are you out of traffic? Yes. Are the police on their way? Yes. Her mom is there. The girl she hits mom is there. So you're good. Everybody's good. Yeah, we're going really slow. Okay, great. You're going to handle this. Call me if you need me. And I hang up. To this day, she hates me for it. Hates me for
You were
it,
aiming for
that
growth.
I did not. I wanted her to be able to handle this stressful scenario when there was no injury and when it wasn't terrible and when it wasn't someone screaming in her face that was a stranger, right? So I thought this is the best case scenario for her at almost 17 to go through, right? If I were to ask you, what's the thing when you think back that just makes you crazy that your dad either did all the time or did one time? By the way, I can see the wheel turning on her right now.
She's like, cancel my other appointments.
You got it.
You have it.
Okay, please. The floor is yours. You may want to grab your mic.
Yeah, hold your mic up close. And
This is-
don't give all the ones because we've talked about someday.
No.
Okay,
You
okay.
hush.
All right. Fine.
Okay, this is the one thing that still I bring up and I tell my friends and I am pissed at. Still. Okay, ready?
Ready.
It was, let me think, 7th grade. 7th grade, I'm in middle school. It's right before spring break. There's an assignment that I have to do right before spring break. It's a group assignment that we have to do in school. I miss the day that we do it in class. So I have to make that up. It's a group assignment. So I asked my friends
Yeah, I remember.
You
this,
be
yeah.
quiet.
via my phone, can you guys send me the answers? Or like some of the answers. Like I think I already had like half of it done. Can you guys send me some of the answers? Because it was my group and it's a group project. We go on this we go on this trip, we come back. The next day, like after school, my father, Charles Parmalee, sits me down and he's like, listen, I went through your phone, totally acceptable. That's totally fine. But he lied and said, I was trying to find pictures from the trip. I was going through your phone to find pictures from the trip.
Justification.
And I somehow stumbled upon this group chat looking for photos, stumbled upon my school group chat, saw that your friends had sent you the answers, and tough luck, I'm turning you in. I'm turning you in to your teacher and to like Central Middle School.
So he was insinuating impropriety.
Yes.
I thought.
Okay, hold on a minute. So
I don't like this.
Okay,
I'm not
hold
done.
on.
I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm not even
I
done.
know you're not. I know you're not. Keep going. I'm just making sure I understand. Okay.
I would just like to say the checking the phone thing, totally fair, because when we got the phone, there was an agreement. He can look through my phone at any time. The lying, for sure, I caught that lie. Might as well just say you're going through my phone. I don't know what
This is
the
your
photos thing
opportunity,
is.
Amanda. This is your opportunity to tell him to grow a pair.
Yeah, just say you're going through my phone. Totally fair. Instead, he lied and said he was looking for photos.
This is really important, though. This is
really
really
what this podcast
good.
is about.
This is really good stuff.
It's
Yeah.
good stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. Keep going.
Especially-
Because
It's about him.
if you had just said, hey, by the way, I'm enacting one of our agreements, I would have been like, fair. Instead, you lied, and it was
You're right.
obvious.
Yeah.
So then I go into school, or I think we had a meeting after school. So I go in with my dad to this after school meeting with my teacher and like the school counselor or something. And they know me. Like my teacher knows me.
Yep.
The counselor knows me. They all know I'm a great student. I would like never purposefully cheat or like anything like that.
Correct.
And he is the one who's saying, punish her, punish her, punish her. And they're going, it's not that bad. It was a group assignment. It's spring day. Like, let's like let her off the hook a little bit. And he's like, she needs to clean
Off with her head.
she needs I remember this vividly. She needs
Yeah.
to clean the chalkboard erasers, which hasn't been a thing since 1980, by the way. Like, that's not a thing people do anymore. Like,
Amanda, he'd been watching The Simpsons or
I
something.
don't know.
There's no doubt.
That's not a thing we do anymore. We have smart boards. We don't use chalkboards. So I was like,
seriously, Jeff.
I literally was like, and my teacher was like, I think she's really okay. She's a good student.
Okay, yeah.
And
Yeah.
he was like, and she was like, it's a group assignment. And he's like, I don't know. This is the thing that gets me. This is the very last thing that gets me.
Oh no.
I was afraid it's gonna pull, wait, hold on one second. I was afraid it's going to have to pull more out of her. No.
She's,
Go,
she's
Amanda, go.
locked and loaded. Yeah.
We're walking out. This is what kicks me in the stomach. We're walking out. We're leaving it behind. I have literally no punishment because they don't want to punish me because there was nothing I did wrong. We're leaving, and he says, now they know that the Parmalees are like good, honest people. And I was like, do they? So it literally just felt like a ego boost for you to drag me into this mess and try to get me punished for no reason. So
Now.
that
Yeah.
Now. Okay,
I'm
listen.
sweating.
Hold on a
It's so
second.
hot up here. I'm
It is
sweating.
hot. I'm sweating. I was also
Sorry.
laughing so hard. But so the first thing I want you to do now is take a
Mhm.
deep cleansing breath.
God, I feel like we're in therapy. Look into his
recalling
eyes.
stories are very difficult sometimes, and I'm sorry that your father put you through that. That is a
Thank you.
truly harrowing experience, and I will deal with him later. One thing I would say, right, to the good hooligans out there who want to learn to not make such mistakes, is one of the things that I feel like is some important background information. How often did you catch that young lady in lies growing up?
Very infrequently. Very infrequently. Yeah.
What was your typical
Like, yeah.
GPA at the end of your
Wait,
years
we're
of
just
school?
piling on now?
No. Hold on a sec. You'll see
Okay.
where I'm going with this. What was your typical GPA on an average year?
5.0.
Good. Very
Right.
good.
Perfect.
Very good.
Perfect. Right. So what I would say is this, Amanda, to the dads and moms out there, right, that are listening. I believe that track record means a lot, because there's a lot of times in life where we have to make a decision on trusting our kids that can't be verified, right? And to me, if you lie regularly, then I can look at you, and a parent should be able to look at the kid and go, listen, I want to believe you, but your words and actions have proven differently over time, right? In this case, though, had I been there, right, with you, I think that Lou and I both would have said, and you would have said to me, if it had been different, right, would have said, let's talk about that track record, right? What is the track? So I would encourage people that while we as parents all the time say you have to do the right thing and do the right thing and do the right thing, so that when you guys are making a decision that we think is reckless or could really affect your health or well-being, right? You're gonna date that drummer who's gonna travel around Europe over the summer when you're 16, that we can look at you and pull out some of that goodwill and say, hey, we'd like to cash in some of that goodwill. We have to let our kids do the same thing, right? We have to let the kid come to us and say, hey, I got a lot of freaking goodwill here, buddy, that I'd like to cash in some of it on this and tell you I didn't.
Totally. So what I should have done.
Too late.
Lou said too late.
Remember Mike Birbiglia? What I should have said was nothing. What I should have done, I should have done more of the goodwill, and I should have asked a few more explaining questions. What I didn't understand was kind of the nature of the group project and the fact that reaching out was appropriate in the context of that thing. And I did not ask enough clarifying questions.
The fact that you find the fault in it and you empathize with her situation, all the rest, explains the kind of dad you are. But just because this is my chance to do this instead of his chance to eat me up, if I were to ask you, what is the thing that, obviously not, tell your child you love them or kiss them or whatever, your things that I know are going to be natural, but what's something that you learned that he maybe even at the time you didn't love, but something that you learned from your dad that you will definitely either hold your children to or provide for your children? Or what's something, it doesn't have to be the biggest, but just something that comes into your mind where you go, yeah, that was a really good one. And here, here's why.
Okay. Can I think about it?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
The other one was right there.
So while you're doing that, you want the craziest of all while you're thinking about this. Do you know what, when I asked Addie that question, you know what she told me?
What?
Making us drink at home before we went to college. So the year before they went to college, I said to both girls, I said, hey, listen, you can drink at the house. And they said, well, what about when our friends are here? I said, if your friends are here, are spending the night, and their parents text me, this is when they're in high school, right? They were end of their junior and senior year in high school. I said, they text me and say, it's okay in writing for my kid to have a drink as long as they don't drive. I'd be okay with it. And the reason I did it was I wanted them to know that after 2 drinks, they were funny. After 3 drinks, they were stupid. And after 4 drinks, they passed out with their skirt up, right? I wanted them to know what those limits were when they made bad decisions, how they felt, when they felt sick. She said to me, that was the smartest thing you ever did. It lost all of its like intrigue, excitement, the all of the kind of taboo with it, because I was allowed to sit on the couch and have a glass of wine with you and mom. And she said it just killed it for her. And when
I'll give you more time to think, Amanda, to interject. There's a difference between that to all our listeners and being the cool parent that lets kids party. That's 2 different things. So you got to be careful that you're not talking yourself into that. I'm doing what Bryan just said, but I'm really just trying to do this out of a reason to be cool. I'm trying to teach a lesson.
I'm not going to drink. There was no, I'm not going to drink. It was, if the group wasn't spending, nobody was drinking, because I wasn't going to sit there and monitor.
Right.
If they were giving somebody alcohol that was going to go get in a car.
Right.
It was either all 4 of them or stand or none of them. There were no parties. I wasn't doing that.
Right. This was not the cool dad party.
It was the opposite. Yeah. All right. You got anything?
Yeah, I do.
No, still working.
No, he sucked. I got 3 more. Why he sucked, though?
I have a ton. I actually do. Like, that's why it's harder, because I have a ton of good things to say about.
You've written me a bunch of wonderful cards over the years, and I have them in a folder in my desk.
Very nice.
Yeah. I think, though, the thing that has benefited me the most.
Here, wait, while we're doing the good one, hold your microphone up for the good one, too.
I think the thing that has benefited me the most, and I don't know if this is a piece of advice for everybody, because everybody kind of does this in a different way, but the way you taught me how to deal with like hard emotion was some of the best. So basically, I feel like every time I would be feeling a strong emotion, usually sadness or like confusion or like a lot of anxiety and stress, the best way you taught me how to deal with that was to like sit down, make a list, kind of. I know my dad makes a lot of lists at home, but it truly is like to separate those feelings and to like put them on paper kind of like debunks the weight of them, I think. And
wow,
I feel so much more calm, and like I stress out so much less because I have an output or like a way that I can kind of put them down on paper, see what I'm really like dealing with, know that it's not as bad as I think it is, and then like can just deal with it from there.
So would you say that it helps you separate the fire from the smoke, so you can see what actually is the fire piece? So that is great advice. I'm
going to take it.
Well, I was going to say, have you ever?
If you really played your cards right, your kids grow up and teach you the lessons that you need to remember.
So that's what's really funny is I was going to say to him, I was like, when are we going to start doing this? Because I could. Amanda, thank you so much for being here today. I am now going to leave and go write some things down.
Yeah, no, it's really, but seriously, every time there would be like anything that I came to him with, it would be like okay, let's both sit down together and he would be the one writing the stuff for me, which made it so much easier to talk about my emotions.
So that sort of kind of modeled it.
That was in the beginning part of it, but the goal is to give her that tool in her, in her kind of belt, so that when you go to college by yourself, or when you're a little older and you're going through these things, you can, because there's certain things, no matter how close we are with our girls, there's certain things that they just don't want to talk to dad about sometimes. And having those tools when maybe it's it's that first boyfriend and you're not as comfortable, or it's that first, I think that's a huge one, man. Nice
that's
win.
Also a good, all right. That's a good one.
I think that makes up for being the Gestapo, you rat.
We did have a sit down plan for that too, and it was, I'm taking you to the school and let's write this down, but it balances it out.
Yes. I thought you were just going to talk about the time when you were little and I was swinging you around like a helicopter and my hand slipped and I threw you across the park and you flew horizontal to the ground like a helicopter rotor.
That's something I will never forget.
Quarterly, I hear about that one.
Has he ever told you the story about when he laid you down? He's going to change your diaper. He laid you down on the floor.
Well, this wasn't my fault.
Alexi is bouncing on your abdomen.
Oh, I remember that. I don't know how, but I maybe like traumatically it's ingrained in my brain.
The other one was when, like, around the same age, she was like 4 months, and we were getting ready to go somewhere on a trip, and I was finishing, I was literally closing the suitcase and we were going to go to the airport, and you're laying on the bed and he's just walking around. The 2-year-old is walking around the bed. And then he just for fun decided to fall backwards like the old Nestea plunge commercials. And he fell back and the back of his 2-year-old head went right into that forehead, and it went, and it sounded like a sack of wet cement. And I went, "Oh, you've just killed my daughter."
It's the worst sound.
And she was screaming.
Baby brain.
It was
It's the worst sound ever.
I'm still scarred from that. I was like, okay, well, we need to get in the car and we'll decide if we're driving to the airport or the hospital. That was horrible.
Well, listen, we're going to let you go. We don't want to keep you any longer. Thank you. I'd love to do another one of these in Madrid, just so you can maybe you can do a little bit of it in Espanol for us. And I will also say that you have a massive blessing coming your way, because the grace, I remember you growing up, we're all still growing up, but I remember you showed tremendous grace with your parents growing up, when we all make mistakes, and that will come back to you. Because all the bad things you do get multiplied in the little bastards you make, and all of the good things you do and the grace come back to you. So you'll have a lot. You'll have a lot of that coming back to you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. This is fun.
You.
I can't wait to see you. I get to see you next week.
I know, I'm so excited.
I'll see your car first when it arrives, hopefully, and then you.
So hey, if she's here, maybe we bring her and Addie in and do one in person.
I was thinking her and Addie, and we can FaceTime Alexi.
That'd be great.
And they can do. My dream is to do one where we're not here and they can really speak freely and just.
We'll get that
into
later.
it.
If we let them go too early on that, no one will ever listen to us again.
No, we'll do 1 hour of just piling on, and then maybe 1 hour of like a couple other nice things.
I think piling on, Lou, we might spread out over like a year and a half, just a little bit at a time.
Yeah, so we don't cry ourselves to sleep every night. All right, thank you.
Bye. We love you.
I love you.
All right, I love you. Bye.
Thank you.
She's amazing. I love that girl.
Oh my God, that was great.
Yeah,
I do remember that. I really thought that. I mean, I'm not proud of the story.
You almost cried when she said the list thing, and all. I saw the emotion.
Yeah,
that was really sweet.
That was surprise. It is surprising what they remember. I'm sure your kids have said stuff back to you too. Like you and a good lesson. That's a great example of how modeling. I see so many parents, and we do it too. When you start telling them, Amanda, you're feeling a lot of emotions, and you know what helps is if you journal and you say too much about the process, talk about the process too much. That it's irritating. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
When you model it, when you just go, okay, well, let's sit down. And I have to be honest, I remember doing that. And part of the reason I did it was because I didn't know what else to do. It wasn't like I was like, oh, I'm the greatest dad in the world and I know what to do in this situation. It was like, okay, we are spiraling out of control right now. What can I do? Well, let's sit down and I would just scribe for her Let's talk about what you're worried about. And I would just write it for her. And I did it on multiple times, and I wasn't thinking I'm teaching a life lesson, but obviously,
so that I think
did.
not only is it
I'm
great,
going to take the advice.
by the way, not only is it great, it's replicatable. It travels,
it's generalizable.
With you, it grows,
yes,
right? All
yes.
that. The closest thing I can say, we did a little bit of that, but the thing that I was kind of heavy on, kind of in a similar vein, was I always involved mine in my challenges. So I would say, not when you're arguing with your spouse, right? But as far as like
our business is going to close.
I'm really worried about blank. I've got this that could be good or bad. I've got this that could be good or bad. This seems riskier. What do you think I should do? And I started doing that at a pretty young age, right?
Yeah.
And I monitored to see if they got stressed about it, right? But in general, what I realized is that it made them much more empathetic humans, because they were realizing, number one, they're not the center of the universe. They're not the only ones with problems.
You were doing that
Purposefully. Yeah. I would share certain things where there wasn't an answer. I would rarely share the things, Lou, where it was, well, I can touch the hot stove, or I can pick up the lovely cup of,
Not because you were indecisive.
No. It was more things. It was more things of, this is a real challenge, and I don't know that there's a right or a wrong answer, but I'm thinking about it a lot. I'm losing a lot of brain power over this. And I would just kind of share it, because you talked about the modeling. I wanted to be able to teach them some things about risk, reward, thoughtfulness, planning, not turning it into a stress monkey, but addressing it and then trying to put it away, even if I wasn't putting it away so well myself, but at least modeling that. And I found that it was a lot easier to do with my problem than it was to do that they didn't get invited to the birthday party when they were 9.
Yeah, partly because you know what to do mostly with their problems. And then temptation is to swing in and either tell them what to do or just boss the game too much. Yeah. Which doesn't help. All that teaches them is, I'm better at this than you, which you're supposed to be because you have more life experience.
But it's also not just about the fact that they're 10, but I'll go a step further. I'm way better at giving you and Lou advice than I am at giving myself advice.
Right. She said that to me. I was like, yeah, I guess I ought to start writing stuff down when I'm emotional.
I can't solve my own stuff for crap, right? But I'm great if you two need me. I give all the advice. So I think that's a part of it as well, as you teach them how to think when they're not literally feeling like they're on fire.
Modeling is a very powerful thing. I remember my dad used to make me help him change the oil. And one time we changed out the car stereo, and you're the little kid and you don't really get to do much, and hand me that wrench. No, not that wrench, the other wrench. And, I didn't really get to do much, but some things I can fix now. Like we're doing the laundry room, and I needed to change out those, the washer fixtures. Not that big a deal, but if you mess it up, you're going to flood your house. And I know how to do it. And even though he never showed me, it just showed me that, like, you can do this. This is something that a guy, somebody, not man, but that a dude can do. Yeah. And it was just modeling. It was showing you that it's possible.
But, I think sometimes we lose track of just how much we do is modeling. So yeah, when you love your child and you kiss your child and you tell them you love them and you show them, they're learning. I'm going to go just from my point of view. I loved my son and my daughters with the same affection. It wasn't any difference because one was a boy, right? I kissed my grandfather. I'll give my dad a kiss. Like, that's just how I was raised, with the affection, right? What you say, Lou?
So I've done that.
Go to the microphone.
I've done that, but reverse. So when they backed it up, I don't really like to. I don't make it a habit of the screaming and the yelling and the acting like a jerk.
Right.
But at times, it's not, so I don't know, it's modeling because I don't want it to be repeated, but I mirror them.
Yeah, so they see it.
And they see it, and they don't know what to do with it.
Because you're usually so calm.
When they were out of control.
Yeah.
And you would ramp it up like they were?
Ramp it up, and I give it right at them, and they don't know You know, they get scared
because they so rarely got it.
And I don't really do that. And they
That's interesting.
Like, oh, that's us.
And did they get it?
They did. That worked.
How old?
That's worked a few times.
How old?
Go by decade. I mean, every couple of years.
But I mean, did you do it when they were 5?
Yeah, you didn't do it when they're 5.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when they're 5, you know, acting like just
How often, Lou, did you do it? Was it every 2 years? Was it every?
It's not often. I could probably count the number of times I've done it on one hand.
That's why.
That's the trick. Is
that's why I
gotta
worked.
be even.
Yeah.
If you're doing it every week, it's
They
ineffective.
say, hey, that's fun.
Yeah.
That's just like us.
Yeah. Right.
So you know, it's funny. I remember we're in the old house, and I remember I was laying on the couch and I was asleep, and Tiny came up and like touched my face. It was like, come on, baby, you're asleep. It's time to go to bed. And I opened my eyes. I'm looking right at the kids and I went, but I'm not tired. Just like that. And they both looked, they both looked at me. You can see they're both looking at me like, I don't know what this is right now. Yeah. So I could see, I like that, Lou. Yeah. That was good. That was good. All right. Well, extra thanks to your daughter.
Yeah.
She is.
Yeah, that was fun.
I appreciated that. That was very sweet.
All right,
guys.
Thanks, guys.
Talk to you soon.
See ya.
She's great. I didn't hear a word she said.
Oh, you didn't hear a word she said?
Oh, just wait.
It was great. Was great. Yeah.
She crushed it.
Yeah.
She crushed it.
Okay, I will get. We need to get one more. Did you buy these extensions?
I did.
So we can find it on your
So,
Amazon.
So hold on a second.